These are the 10 reasons why this is the greatest World Series of all time. And I have a bonus surprise reason at number 11 that no one's heard before and is, in my opinion, the craziest thing about it. Number 1, it's been over 30 years since the last time the Blue Jays were in the World Series. We all remember Joe Carter, the walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th, and since then, nothing. Making the World Series for every young person in Toronto is like a myth, a legend that was passed on for your parents. So to be able to experience it live in person in 2025 is just incredible. Number 2, the world got to see just how crazy Blue Jays fans can go when they're excited when they witnessed the bat flip about 10 years ago by Jose Bautista. We saw that team come up. We had high hopes for them. They weren't able to make it to the World Series, but they put on 4K TV for everyone to see that Blue Jays fans are the best fans in baseball and get the most hype for their team out of everybody else. Like, did you see when the Dodgers made the World Series? They were acting like they were in a library. They were acting like the Oklahoma City Thunder when they won the NBA championship. Toronto baseball fans are the ones who really know how to celebrate a good win. And number 3, because Blue Jays fans know how to celebrate, they need a place to do it. And I'm so glad that the Rogers Center, or the Sky Dome as most people still say, finished its massive renovation project just in time for this World Series. You know, Rogers Center gets a lot of hate. I think it's a beautiful bird's nest, but regardless, they put in so much work into improving the fan experience in the park, so many renovations, so many cool new spots, just in time for the World Series. I don't think that's a coincidence. You know, with the Rogers Center in Toronto, this isn't just a story of the city, and that brings me to number 4. This is a national story. This is Canada versus the world, or more importantly, Canada versus America. We all know that Canada is a far superior country than America, not even debatable, even a little bit. But it's about time, and what we like to do every now and then is remind Americans of this fact. Everyone here in the country is excited about this series, and we are all behind the Toronto Blue Jays to show the Americans in America that their country cannot hold a candle up to ours and our fans and our people. And speaking of national pride, that brings me to number 5, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yes, he was raised in Dominican, but he was born in Montreal. And of course, we all know about Vlad Sr., who was on the Expos. We all see those cute little photos of Vladdy. So having our star player be someone who was born in Canada is like the icing on top of the perfect guy that we want to lead us to the promised land of another Jays World Series. And right beside him, his right-hand man, that brings me to number 6, the redemption arc of George Springer. So apparently George Springer, you know, he may have been caught up in some scandals, this and that, back in 2017 on the Houston Astros, who cheated their way to a World Series. We're past that. What we see is George Springer doing an amazing job for this team, having a season of a lifetime, and just showing up. You know, we saw how the Mariners pitcher, they tried to blow out his knee. He said, screw that, I have the best doctor and I'm coming back next game. And then he goes out and hits the Springer dinger. So I'm tired of all the George Springer hate. This guy's a legend. The Mariners tried to take him down. Everyone tries to take him down. He keeps fighting. And now going from someone who chose Toronto to someone who used Toronto, number 7, we have the opportunity to destroy Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, guy's a joke, uses Toronto, our friendliness, our massive offer that we gave to him, even did a whole switcheroo with his private jet and Robert Herjavec, the Dragon's Den guy. Regardless, he used us. He used us in order to get a massive payout from the Dodgers. That's a Bush League move. We don't forgive him. Our manager wants the hat back that he gave him, and I agree. And now with Shohei Ohtani actually flying now to Toronto, we get to go out there and just light him up if he happens to attempt to pitch against us. And if he goes up to bat, he's getting struck out. So the opportunity to stick it to Shohei Ohtani is another reason why this is the best World Series of all time. And with the stakes so high, that brings me to number 8. No one saw this coming. You know, we've been following the team for so long. They didn't do that well last year, and they really didn't make a lot of moves that you thought was going to put them in position to be great this year. But out of nowhere, this team came together. They showed that the power of friendship can lead you to heights that you could never believe. And now they are in the World Series. There was no build-up like the 2016 era 10 years ago. We were putting together the pieces and we were finally ready. This just shows that this is a team that can come at you from multiple different angles. They're not afraid of anybody. They have nothing to lose, and all they have to gain is to upset every single predictor, just like the Raptors did when they beat the 2019 Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. I'm seeing a lot of parallels here. I think this team has what it takes to surprise the world again and win this World Series. And another thing no one saw coming is number 9 on this list, the rise of Trey Savage. Kid goes from single A all the way up to game 1 of the World Series, has barely pitched any MLB games, went out there, struck out like crazy the Yankees, did a great job against the Mariners, got some bad calls, but he stuck with it, got the job done, and now he's out there for game 1 of the World Series. A young kid, nothing to lose, everything to gain. And speaking of everything to gain, that brings me to reason number 10, is the Jays are coming in hot. They just, again, destroyed the Yankees, steamrolled the Yankees lose, and then they beat up on the Mariners. The Mariners thought they were going to win. They thought they were 3 innings away. They thought when they won the first 2 games, and I went to game 2, by the way, they thought they had it wrapped up. Cal Raleigh, the fake Cal, and I can say that because my name's Calvin. The long form for Cal is Calvin. This guy's name's Caleb. He should be named Kale. What a joke it is that he calls himself Cal when he should be going by Kale. But regardless, the Mariners are done. They're a bunch of losers. And now we have the opportunity, Bo Bichette coming back in the lineup to shock the world, coming off 2 great series and a great season to roll this momentum through and try to steal some crucial games in this series. And lastly, the bonus fact that I don't hear anyone talking about, but in my opinion, to me, is the most important reason why this is the greatest World Series of all time, is that actually my parents met working at the Blue Jays. So my entire existence would not be if there weren't the Blue Jays. Go Blue Jays. We're going to get it done. I'm Calvin Crutchlow. Thank you for watching.